John and the Traffic Lights. There lived a bright and funny boy named John. John was a 6-year-old boy who lived in a small city with his busy parents. If there was anything that John loved, it was reading. John could read 4 storybooks in a day, and he would not be tired. During his 6th birthday, his father bought him a pile of storybooks and placed a bookcase in his room. John was glad that he could have a library in his room. So every weekend, John would invite his friends from school to come read amazing storybooks from his library. His friends will happily sit in his room and read interesting stories while John's mother serves them cookies. However, John was not very obedient to instructions. He always ignored his parents each time he was asked to go to bed, since it was past his bedtime. Instead, John would spend the nights reading under his blankets. So one day, when school was on holiday, John's parents decided to go on a business trip. However, his parents took John to live with Grandma, who was a school teacher in the Green City. John was not happy about this, but he had no choice. Grandma was very nice to John. She taught him how to bake a cake and how to care for the cats. John loved this very much. But one morning, Grandma and John went to the supermarket to get some milk and egg for breakfast. By the time they stood at the roadside, John grew impatient and decided to cross the busy road all by himself. "John, do not cross the road!" But John ignored Grandma and tried to cross the road instead. But by the time he got to the center of the road, he heard several car horns, and then all the cars came to a stop. John was scared. He began to cry. He would have been hit by a car because he was disobedient to Grandma's instructions. So he went back to meet Grandma by the side of the road. Grandma hugged him and said, "Oh dear John, next time you should obey instructions from the elders, okay?" John nodded. "Now, I am going to teach you how to cross the road," Grandma said. John's face brightened. "Really, Grandma?" Grandma nodded and said, "First, before you cross the road, you must look out for the traffic lights." "Oh," John said. "Next, there are different colors on the traffic lights for vehicles. The red light means stop, the yellow light means ready to go, and the green light means go." Grandma laughed and clapped her hands. "Whoa! So when can I cross the road, Grandma?" John asked. "When the traffic light color changes to red. And when it changes to red, you must look to the left and to the right to be sure that there are no oncoming vehicles. And then you can cross the road." "Wow! What a nice way to cross the road! Thank you, Grandma," John said. And since then, John never disobeyed his parents or elders anymore. Also, he learned to check the traffic lights and look to the left and to the right whenever he's standing by the roadside with his mother. The end. Words that you can learn. 1. Traffic lights. TRAFFICLIGHT. Traffic lights. 2. Grandma. 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 3. City. Cicy. City. 4. Road. 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 See you next time.